Milwaukee team. We see it there on the penetration. They got a ton of length. They got size, and in particular on that inside, Doc Rivers will utilize Brook Lopez in that drop situation, allow for Giannis to roam, and they've got a quickness with Jackson starting now and just the level of intensity that he could bring to the table with his youth and his fresh legs.
This will also be just the 8th game since Doc Rivers took over last year that they will have Lillard, Giannis, and Chris Middleton available. Middleton made his season debut on Friday night.
And you see right here the pick and roll play as Dame gets it right into Brook Lopez and cuts through the defense on the backside, not quite as much size. And we continue to see that throughout the Open. We had documented a lot of those pick and roll actions between Dame and between Giannis that they ran through the Boston Celtics game. But you see a lot of that with Brook Lopez, and obviously that's a place where Lillard thrives.
Lopez misses the first. There's Chris Middleton in the building. Doc Rivers saying he came through Friday night feeling good, no issues after missing first 21 games with off-season ankle surgeries. His last few years have just been totally besieged by injury.
And you know what an important part of this core that he is. And so I think that's the continued question mark of when he does come back, when he continues to come back to full health. What does that look like and the piece that he fits in with this roster?
Johnson racing, dishing, Finney-Smith, short on a 3. Antetokounmpo the rebound. Giannis having a spectacular season, averaging 32.5 points per game, leading the league in scoring. Nearly 12 rebounds per, over 6 assists as Milwaukee turns it over.
Take a look at this. Prince just, a couple feet away of Giannis.
Wide right.
There's your former teammate.
Yeah. Doc and I got a game together last year. Had a very lovely breakfast in Sacramento.
Where'd you go?
I think we were just at the hotel lobby. Claxton can't finish. What was the Kimpton Sawyer lobby? I think that's where we were.
Yeah. Beautiful hotel.
Yes. And Doc is, besties with Larry David, so he has great Larry David stories, which I love because I'm a big Curb fan. And Seinfeld. Lillard gets fouled and is going to shoot 3 free throws. And a technical foul as well is called on Cam Johnson for slapping the basketball. So we are going to see 4 free throws here for Milwaukee.
Wait a second. Okay, so let's look at this. Extra pass. I should say dribble handoff here. I'm not sure where Claxton... He didn't get underneath his landing space. For some reason, I thought that's where he had come over.
So there is the T. Cam Johnson was trying to explain, I just slapped the ball because I was upset at myself. But regardless of the reasons behind it, you slap the ball a certain way, you can get teed. There wasn't a whole lot of obvious contact there, though.
No, and I don't know if he got him, I guess, on the arm. He must have, because from the looks of that, it didn't appear that he got underneath his landing space. Let's take another look and see...
Oh, he just grazed the right arm a little?
Marginal, yeah. If that.
Well, they called it on Schroeder, though. They didn't call it on Claxton.
Was he moving off that dribble handoff?
I don't know. Jordy Fernandez, I think, is a little confused as well.
And also, I'm saying that about the dribble handoff. The point he probably shouldn't be taking 3 shots, and if it wasn't on the shot,
right,
it would have been in his. It's not like he was in the shooting motion.
I have a feeling if there was a different spot in the game, Nets might have considered challenging. As Johnson hits the 3, the Nets' first basket of the game, brought to you by Hyundai. Not going to use the challenge at that moment of the game. Here's Giannis. Spins, sneaks a pass inside. Lopez tied up. And we're going to say Claxton was out of bounds as he had tied up Lopez. And then Claxton's trying to say, yeah, but what about the travel on Giannis?
Well, let's look right here. You said it. There's 1-2 steps, fall.
Oh, yeah, and then it takes another. I think you're right. Got a lot to examine already.
I was going to say, what a start.
Johnson off the steal. Keon Johnson could not make his way through Giannis. Here comes Antetokounmpo, full head of steam. Tried to pass it too late. And Claxton deflects it out of bounds.
You know what? Bucks retain possession, but that's an excellent job by Finney-Smith and Claxton, just staying firm, doing a good job of showing bodies in traffic in transition against Giannis. It's one of the toughest spots to try and slow him down and stop him and not put him on the line.
The Bucks still do not have an official field goal attempt. Here's Prince rummaging through. They still don't have a field goal attempt. Now they off on a three from Jackson, who brings a lot defensively for Milwaukee. The question is just whether or not they can withstand his limitations offensively. There's Claxton whipping it out. Cam Johnson dribbles around Giannis, but the recovery, Lopez there as well. Lillard, the hesitation and the deflection. There's Johnson off the steal. No look to Finney-Smith. Couldn't cradle it in over Lopez, and a foul is going to keep things with Brooklyn.
We'll take a look at Claxton trying to save that pass. Kids Day, checking on the...
Oh, and you're going to play a little game of catch.
I like it.
Oh, very nice, Nick. That's a special Kids Day right there, yeah. Go Yale Lacrosse. Oh, yeah. Joe Tsai's alma mater. That's where he played. Like, if you know what? Smart young man, you know? Going to sit courtside in Joe Tsai's building.
Rock his alma mater.
Yeah. Torian Pretty Friend. Torian Finney Prince. No. Torian Prince short of the three.
We should have some kids doing our job.
I think so.
We need to get it together.
I just haven't seen Dorian in a while. Foul came before the shot from Cam Johnson on Torian Prince.
That's his first personal, team second.
First personal on Prince, and the second team foul on Milwaukee. Just the second meeting of the season between these teams. The Nets won in their home opener against Milwaukee. Jordi Fernandez's first win. Claxton soars to the rim and finishes past Lopez. Claxton tied a season high, 16 points. In the win against Indiana Wednesday. Giannis looked like he had gotten away with a wall shuffle. Yes. He's a difficult guy to assess when it comes to steps because of how rangy he is. But it looked like he might have shuffled at the end of it. Meanwhile, how about this slam?
What a cross. Going right past Lopez, two-handed flush. And for Claxton, just the comfort that he has putting on the deck is something that obviously adds a whole other element to how this offense can run.
Prince picks up his second foul. He checks out. AJ Green in. Green, a big-time threat from three, but also someone they really love the on-ball defense of. Claxton gets bumped from behind on the delivery from Finney-Smith.
What a play and what a pass. There has been some excellent interior passing by Brooklyn so far in this game. The quickness of understanding and operating where things are coming from. You see Claxton coming on the inside, just a strong drive by Finney-Smith. What does he do? He pulls in the eyes of two defenders, three defenders, and it leaves Claxton wide open here to shoot it, brings the foul. And all of those things, I mean, I know this is a 6-6 game right now, and it's felt disjointed, but the Nets have seemed locked in on both sides of the floor in just where they want to be, the placement of it, and how they want to operate against what is a tough Bucks defense, despite some of the numbers.
Claxton hits both free throws. A 7-6 lead for the Nets. 4.5 minutes into the first quarter. Giannis muscling through. Oh, my goodness. The way he could just almost shoot a finger roll out like a spider web to finish.
Especially when he's got two players blanketing him.
Schroeder, mid-range, sure.
Excellent screen set by Claxton. Held it just long enough. It wasn't moving off the play. Gave Schroeder plenty of room to operate.
Here's Giannis. Back to work. Looking for the handoff. Gets it to Lillard. Lillard zips to the corner. That three is good for Jackson. Had something to say to the Nets bench. Shooting it at 34% from three on the season.
It doesn't take a ton of them, to your point. But when he does, he'll take the wide open ones, and he is solid at knocking them down.
Johnson looking to take Green. Step back. No. Green did a nice job on the recovery. Here's Giannis with a head of steam. Banks it in. Plus the foul. And a chance for three for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo hit. From day one.
Giannis hits the free throw. So back-to-back attacks from Giannis Antetokounmpo and a 5-point Milwaukee lead.
And that's kind of the difference of it, Rooks, is making sure you're not additionally putting him on the line.
Ben Simmons into the game off the bench for Brooklyn. Played well Wednesday at 9 assists. No turnovers. Schroeder a three is good.
Penetration kick. Wilson draws in some of the defense. That's where Jordi Fernandez was talking a bit in the pregame press conference. These are comments that Cam Johnson talked about, the looks that he was getting this season. So much of the quality of shots has added to the efficiency across the board for so many of these players.
Bucks started over 2 from the floor. They're 4 for their last 4 and make it 5 for their last 5 as Giannis spins in for the finish.
And that's just a whole lot of what do you do in that situation given where he took off from.
9 points already for Antetokounmpo. Schroeder pops it in high off the window.
I think, too, that's where you look against this Bucks team.
Offensive foul here on Brook Lopez.
Is he trying to freeze is that a moving screen? We'll take a look right here. I said there was some movement by Lopez, and then look at this, where he comes and reaches over the top. That's an impressive play.
You in the triangle, you in the triangle. You in the triangle.
Lopez checks out. One personal on Brook. Shake Milton into the game for Brooklyn. Jalen Wilson as well. Wilson back to Milton. A deep three. He got it.
Same exact play. Same exact, I should say, circumstance and action. Jalen Wilson driving to the middle of the paint and finds that weak side wing for an open shooter.
Milton averaging nearly 12 points per game over his last 7.
He's been really solid, given runs and given time. He's confident on the offensive side.
Here's Portis. Middleton into the game off the bench for Milwaukee. Leaves it short. Giannis gets denied by Johnson. What a rejection from Cam Johnson. Now gets it in the corner. You bet.
What a sequence for Brooklyn and Cam Johnson. My goodness. Starting at the defensive end. How you like this nasty block coming from behind by Johnson? amazing defensive play in the block on the other side of Johnson on Giannis.
Nets already in the bonus as well in this first quarter. Giannis fading away, missed it, and Watford, a nice box out. Here's Simmons quickly down the floor. Wilson barges, flips, Johnson in and out.
Another great shot creation, though. It's all you can ask for, and they continue to do it.
Yeah, that's got great looks in this first quarter. 4 of 7 from deep. Middleton, smooth.
You had mentioned Middleton coming back, his first game back against Boston, and the numbers don't necessarily bear it out. 2 of 10 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3. He played 23 minutes, but he looked good. He looked solid, and I think that's what you kind of start to gauge with Milwaukee of what he can be the more he gets his legs under him.
Johnson sheds Giannis. Wilson short on a 3. Johnson had it stripped. Here comes the Antetokounmpo. Giannis with 9 in the quarter. Middleton gets it out to Portis. His mid-range is good. Doc Rivers talked a little bit before the game about Portis's shooting percentages down across the board this year. Was asked why, and he said they actually want him shooting more threes, even though he's shooting that at a career low. They feel like he needs to reduce the long twos a little bit, as Wilson can't hit that 3, but Portis able to hit that long too.
It's a balance, right? Because you think you want to get yourself in a rhythm, you want to take open looks.
Giannis can't quite get it to drop.
But it's also those, if you're going to take a long 2, then you might as well take that foot step back.
Here's Milton. Simmons able to keep it alive. Gets it back from Wilson. Watford lobbing it up to the rim. Short. Like he was in between for a moment whether to try and get it back to Simmons or go for the 2 as Giannis gets free, and Jordi Fernandez wants another timeout now. 6 straight from Milwaukee out of their timeout.
Middleton and Giannis Antetokounmpo with
field goals. Milwaukee has made 6 and now come up with a steal. Here's Trent, gets hugged to the ground by Milton. And Gary Trent Jr. a little shaken up. Going to shoot 2.
Let's take a look at this. I think that looks like a clean poke out by Trent. Shake pull him down off that play. I know they're both getting tripped up coming back. Oh yeah, the left arm pulls him down.
Trent will shoot 2. Able to hit both. Gary Trent shooting the hot over the last few games. 13 points per on 48% shooting, 47% from three. Milwaukee on an 8-0 run. Sharp shoveling it back. Milton, 7 to shoot. 4 to shoot for Watford. Milton lets it fly. It hits. A deep three at the end of the shot clock for Shake Milton. Nets 5 for 10 from deep in this first. Ooh. Giannis and Trent collide. Here's Trent on a 3 off. Giannis got a fingertip on it. Simmons comes away with it. Sharp floats it to the corner. Milton dishes out. Good movement here. Milton a 3. Missed it. Nice looking possession.
We keep seeing a lot of that. I mean, think about how many looks that the Nets have gotten because of the inside out.
Simmons knocks it away. Wow, what a save from Giannis. And then the 3 from Gary Trent. That is an incredible assist from Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Unbelievable extra effort play. Look at this. He's fallen out of bounds. He's got the reach in the lane. I'm not sure anyone else would be able to get a hand on that, but he gets it right into the hands of Gary Trent Jr. to be able to nail it. By Shake. This is a lot of room that he's out. And that's why Porter's trying to come out of here to cover him. Can't get enough space to get a good closeout. And there's that three-point shot. There's been some good three-point shots, good looks, even when they have not fallen.
Shake hit that right in front of his corner with the Sixers. Wofford knocks down both free throws. Giannis 11 points, 6 rebounds in the quarter. Simmons really getting up into Giannis. Giannis whips a pass into the corner. Portis airmails it, and that'll do it for the first. A little back and forth corner. The Bucks lead by Have you ever seen the Harold and Kumar Christmas movie?
Yes, it's amazing.
So good.
So good.
So good.
So funny.
I mean, my cousin and I, we made many a voyage to White Castle.
I've not seen it.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
He inspired.
I can imagine, though. It's good. I do.
I ate so many burgers in my late teens, early 20s because of Cal Penn.
That's why you...
Yeah, no, his performance in Harold and Kumar was just incredible.
I've been at White Castle in quite some time. High school.
Yeah. That used to be a tradition with my dad. Family always, when we go to Giants games at the Meadowlands, we'd always stop at White Castle on the way home. There's that White Castle right near the Meadowlands. Win or lose, we go there.
I'm from Chicago. We did Portillo's, so it was always like a Portillo's stop somewhere.
Claxton saw that the other night.
We did.
Claxton and Dayron both hit 3.
Like his shot is looking.
It looks good.
Smooth.
Yeah. Portis drains the 3.
So as you were speaking about the want for Bobby Portis to start taking more three-point looks, under 33% on the season, but for his career he's 38%, and obviously that has always been a big aspect of his game the past few years for Milwaukee.
Claxton push shot is good.
That's another area, just those short shots, the 5 to 7 footers that we've seen Claxton be really consistent at.
By the way, how about Damian Lillard didn't attempt a field goal in the first quarter as that foul is called. And Claxton's getting up into Brook Lopez after the foul call. Brook just laughing.
You had a nice conversation with Brook pregame.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, I guess we all did, but...
I love seeing Brook.
Yeah, it's the best.
Franchise leading scorer.
You can talk Disney World with him for...
We were talking about how great Guardians of the Galaxy is, a roller coaster at Epcot. Prince has it deflected out of bounds.
Hey, Brooke, let's go. Right here. Move the fucking ball.
Talk about just a likable dude, though. I mean, Brook Lopez is
all-timer. He's an all-timer.
Top of the charts.
All-timer.
Let's go!
4 to shoot. Lillard, a deep one, off. At his first field goal attempt of the game, Doc Rivers was really upset with his team. Felt they didn't react enough to the shot clock off the inbound with how quickly they needed to move into their action. Watford, nice job recognizing Lillard was on him in the post and banking it in.
Not just recognizing the size, but the quick turn and release, because Lopez was coming over to help.
Lillard. Kicked out of bounds.
In Watford, we see quick on his release off of layups or takes. Watch how immediate this gets out of his hand off the turn. That's a great job because there you see Lopez over the top. He realizes that there was a size disadvantage for his teammate.
Wow, how about this, Sarah? The second delay of game. So the Nets are going to shoot a technical free throw. I mean, you see the first delay of game almost every night.
Right.
But you don't usually see the second
one to actually get a free throw.
Yeah. Well, Schroeder misses.
So the violation is, that. Schroeder kicking the ball.
Oh, Gary Trent's going to, no, that's it. Delay game. Can't do it. He used to be able to do that years ago. People would do it all the time. And part of the reason why you implement the delay game. Portis lobs it. Claxton knocks it away. Here comes Milton. Into the corner. Schroeder left alone. And hit the 3. Lillard the rebound. Trent gets a good look. It hits.
And Gary Trent Jr., he was starting early. His shot wasn't going down for him in the initial part of the season when we talked about some of the struggles for Milwaukee. He's been shooting the ball really well as of late. You got to be careful because he can score in bunches if he gets clean looks.
Hey, that was from the same spot where he got the delay of game.
Yeah, well, you know what? Maybe it benefited him.
Yeah, I think so.
Give up a free throw for another 2 points.
And since Schroeder missed, they're a net +3. Claxton, 4 to shoot. Claxton. 8 points, 3 rebounds for Claxton. And a foul on the floor against Watford with his former teammate Damian Lillard. As Ben Simmons and Cam Johnson will check back in for Brooklyn.
Ben Simmons and Cam Johnson.
Noah Clowney available today as well after dealing with his ankle injury. Jordi Fernandez saying no guarantee he would get on the floor, but is available. Well, Dorian Finney-Smith start this game. Lillard did not hit. The shot clock fading. Here's Watford. The pump fake. Lobbing it inside. Wilson gets denied by Portis. Still time for Brooklyn. 5 to shoot. Wilson accelerates. Dishes. Claxton. Had it blocked by Portis. 2 blocks from Bobby Portis on the possession.
When he can play alongside Brook Lopez, it gives you so much room to kind of take some of those chances if you're the Bucks defense.
Deep 3 from Lopez is off. Here's Watford. Tiptoeing baseline. Portis with 3 blocks in this first half. Claxton clips it in. We've seen a nice full offensive package from Nick Claxton in this first half. Lost out of bounds. Squirts into the front row. And it is Brooklyn basketball. 6th turnover for Milwaukee. Something they're pretty good at, usually 10th in the league in offensive turnover percentage.
A lot of what the Nets have done, they just stay in front.
Yeah.
They're doing a good job of guarding their own yard, being ready to help, but it's been the individual defenders that have been putting some pressure on the ball.
Johnson step back, smooth. Here's Lillard. Lost it. Simmons has it. 7th Milwaukee turnover. Simmons bounces. Johnson extra feed. And Sharp couldn't quite lay it in. Would have been a pretty transition finish. Nets have turned it over just twice in this first half. Portis battling with Simmons. Portis jumper is good. Bobby Portis 4 for 5 from the floor in this first half. Johnson, and that's going to be an offensive foul on Simmons. Timeout on the
She can hoop. But yeah, I mean, just even to watch it, not since Capri Sun's roots, but we've known them since they were, junior high or so, and watching their development, and not only great professionals in what they're doing, but just the most amazing people. And you got to give a ton of credit to the Capstraws, the Carinos, of course, Chelsea and Laura. It's fun. It's fun to see that grow.
Just an awesome story.
Second, team third. Damian Lillard, 2 shots.
Lillard at the line hits the first free throw. Lillard's 4 of 5 from the line. He has 5 assists, 3 rebounds. He does not have a field goal in this first half. Also 3 turnovers. And misses the second. Simmons, Finney Smith, Johnson, Sharp, and Keon Johnson. The 5 for Brooklyn. Dorian Prince, Brook Lopez, AJ Green, Giannis, and Lillard for Milwaukee as Keon Johnson just drops it out of bounds. Just the third, make it now 4th Brooklyn turnover. Schroeder getting ready to check back in for the Nets. And another Milwaukee turnover, their 8th. Johnson lobbing it up. Sharp giving it back. Johnson can't finish the dunk. Look at this hot potato. Ends up in the front row, last touch by Brooklyn.
And you love the steal by Day'Ron Sharp to get that initially going. You wish you could have finished it off, but it wasn't necessarily a advantage in numbers. It was kind of 2-on-2 situation where Milwaukee was able to get back.
Keon Johnson out. Schroeder in. Lillard now with 4 turnovers in this first half. Giannis at 11 points in the opening quarter. Kicks to the corner, good movement. Lillard back to Lopez. Nice recovery there from the Nets. And a 3-second violation. You can hear the Nets bench applauding. They love the rotation defensively.
You said it in the movement. They were moving with the basketball. Everyone knew next man away. That's kind of small stuff that we've continued to see out of this Jordi Fernandez coach group. The organization, for as much as we can talk about the different starting lineups and just the combinations of those healthy available on the floor, is for those reasons, because they know their roles and exactly what's expected of them.
Oh, nasty crossover. And Schroeder makes it stick. 1-point Milwaukee lead. Low scoring half. 4:30 to go in the second quarter. Lopez surges inside and gets the roll. Here's Schroeder up the floor with haste. Pocket pass to Sharp. Nice touch. Some good early offense there for Brooklyn. Antetokounmpo. Met by Sharp. That will be the 4th team foul on Brooklyn.
Brooklyn foul number 20 on Sharp. That's his first team 4th. Nick Claxton back in for Brooklyn.
Sharp checks out. Claxton in. John is able to finish. And Johnson gets bumped there by Middleton. Schroeder, wow. A deep one. Dennis Schroeder from 30.
It was a couple of those because we saw Shake Milton. It was off a pass on the left side, but Milwaukee's not coming out and extending that far. Maybe you're not anticipating the Schroeder's going to pull from there. But you can knock it down.
That's a trap. 10 turnovers in a half for Milwaukee.
Our great Nets on Yes truck pulls out the tape measure and 29 feet. And this is a nice little screen here by Cam Johnson. So taking away Green, Middleton is still hanging with Johnson, ready off that switch scene if Schroeder's going to put it on the floor. It's, again, another just nice read of what the defense is given.
12 points for Schroeder. He's 5 for 6 from the floor. Also has 3 assists. We talked about
I said that early on this season. But you love to, I mean, you really do. You love to watch the passion that they bring.
Finney Smith handed that three. By the way, that three that Lillard hit a moment ago, his first field goal of the half. Here's Giannis. Kicks to the corner. Catch, fire, and pass from A.J. Green.
You said it as soon as he checked in the game. That is what he does this season. Over 47% from deep. You can't give him a sliver of airspace.
Schroeder got bumped and will shoot two after 6 straight points from Milwaukee. You know, just to go back to what Cam Johnson was talking about, this group clearly galvanized by the low expectations. Also, I think what's been so impressive, Sarah, it's not just how this team fights on a nightly basis and the fact that they have 10 wins already. It's also some of the wins that they have.
Yes.
The teams that they've beaten. I mean, obviously, most recently, what they did at Sacramento, at Golden State, at Phoenix, those are really good wins. And to get 3 in a row like that is impressive.
Well, and give credit top to bottom. You know, you look at Jordi Fernandez's coaching staff, again, all of the combination of what they've implemented, how they've brought the best out of the personnel they have, how they've played together. And to your point in that, that's also those teams, they had their full complements of a roster. And this is a Nets team who's dealt with a lot of injuries already at this point of the season.
Green will check out, Trent in.
And I think on that as well, we heard Cam Johnson talking, and he's one of the ones you point to absolutely, but a Dorian Finney-Smith. There's such a beautiful mix of the veteran leadership, young players with the youthful energy. They've all mixed in really well together.
Giannis got fouled. Look out. Went down hard. And taking a moment here.
Hell no. He a foul guy. That's the reason why he's on the foul.
Watch the right arm of Jalen Wilson coming through. So he's trying to come over to help, and just gets him across the chin. Obviously not intentional, but does get him a little bit. I think he already had that blood on his knee for quite some time.
I'm a little surprised they're not taking a look at it, and so is Darvin Ham. He just came up to tell the officials, hey, how come you're not looking at this? You know, there is a little bit of a wind-up from Jalen Wilson. There is contact above the shoulders,
And given how far up the ball, it's not like he was near the ball. That's the height of Giannis.
And they called that foul on Claxton, not on Wilson.
Theoretically, since you know so much about officiating, and I say that in sincerity, they call it on Claxton. Could they look at it if they saw? I mean, obviously Wilson is the one who got him across the face.
They could still look at that to see if there is.
Have to switch the foul.
Who the foul's assigned to?
Because clearly they probably thought that Claxton got him first, so that would be the initial foul. So the foul would still be on Claxton.
Right, Claxton got him on the arm. That's a really good question. Finney Smith buries the three. Right, how would that be adjudicated if they still thought the initial foul was on Claxton?
Right, which is why he got called, because he called first. But if they thought that, unless it's play dead, and that's just an after the whistle play.
What a rejection there from Claxton. My goodness. Claxton fired up. Johnson then loses it. Into the corner. Trent. Into 3. Wilson the rebound. We're going to find out exactly how that would be adjudicated.
And I'm too just curious what they could actually go back and look at that point.
Schroeder, pull up, gets fouled, and gets the Sunday roll.
What a shot here. So Middleton getting underneath the landing space. Yeah, sprinkle a little pixie dust on that here. Home court bounce goes in. Yeah, it counts. We got you, Schroeder. And I think the coaching staff of the Nets is also wanting that to be looked at, considering the closeout and how far underneath the landing space of Schroeder that Middleton came.
10 points in the quarter for Schroeder. He is 17.5 on 6 of 7 shooting, living up to the pregame billing from Doc Rivers and people around Milwaukee who were like, oh, Schroeder always kills us, as Claxton comes through with the rejection. Three away from passing Sam Bowie for 8th in Nets history. .1 on the shot clock. Giannis gets it off and hits. Big bucket there from Giannis before the shot clock expired. 8.5 seconds remaining in the first half. Schroeder with some space, floats it up, and in. That's a friendly rim. And Schroeder examining every inch of it. participant in dinner conversation as well. Lillard, you're a great listener, but it's not like you're just sitting there.
No.
I will say, I do feel, to answer another part of Kent, I feel so lucky that this is really a job I don't ever get tired of.
No.
I get excited every single
Not
day I
even
get
tired.
to be on air.
We answered the tired
Yeah.
talk. No, tired of doing. No,
Yeah,
we
never.
can do this all day, every
I
day.
mean, some people did this twice yesterday, right in this building, and came back today. Sarah, as Finney Smith hits the three.
We about to rock in 3 games in 24
Yeah,
hours,
that's
folks.
right.
All at Barclays.
Dinner on Sarah. Good start to the third for Brooklyn as Giannis gets fouled. And a technical foul is called in the Nets. Now, I understand Brooklyn in that moment is trying to make sure Giannis doesn't continue
Right.
and finish and turn it into an and one. But instead, it ends up in a T.
Take a look at this.
So here's the foul. It's post-gather. So if Giannis goes up and scores, it's going to count. And it's going to be a three-point play opportunity.
Absolutely. So I'm confused why.
I don't know if it was the actual verve with which Finney Smith then thwarted the and one post-foul.
Maybe
but
that he got him in the face a little bit. And
Yeah,
there was maybe more to it. Than,
Right.
Well, yeah, I think there's a fine line there.
Yeah, me
because
too.
You can kind of see both sides of that. However, the intent by Finney Smith was to make sure that he didn't finish that and turn it into a three-point play.
because if he did, it would have been a three-point play. Let's go back to the start of the third. The ball is supposed to be inbounded on the left. Oh, there's no Bucks on the court. And that's where the delay of the game came from. Lillard is complaining and, yeah, being told, nope, sorry, you're supposed to be out here. Had some funky things happen in this game.
Oh, interesting.
I did have a conversation with one of the officials at Beloit at halftime just about that situation that came up, Sarah, and what could potentially happen when the foul was called on Claxton, but there was that follow through from Wilson and it wasn't reviewed. And you could have had a personal on Claxton and then a flagrant on Wilson or a T on Wilson if they just reviewed it and deemed that was the case, that it was worthy of it. It'd be more of a T if it was something that felt was unsportsmanlike. More of a flagrant if it was something unnecessary. But if it's a flagrant in that situation, then what would have happened is 4 free throws to make 3.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Instead, it was just the personal on Claxton, nothing on Jalen Wilson, and Lillard just got 2 free throws. It's Lopez short, but it's knocked out of bounds by Keon Johnson. And it's going to stay with Milwaukee. And Dennis Schroeder is telling the bench to challenge it.
And Keon
Johnson
says,
said
no,
no.
I touched it.
He said, don't do it.
Schroeder's got a big smile on his face. Schroeder was then trying to convince Keon, and Keon said no.
I love it. Lillard, Euros and travels as Milwaukee turns it over for an 11th time today.
And once again, some great rotation. You saw Johnson double up on Giannis, and then the movement that followed to get back in the paint.
5th turnover on Lillard already today. Here's Schroeder. Pocket pass. Claxton catches up with it and hooks it in. Nick Claxton now with 12 points.
That was a tough shot over the arms of Brook Lopez, especially off the twirl and reverse.
Lillard with a hand in his face, sticks the 3. Thought they were getting ready to call another delay game. The basketball just bounced out to center court. Schroeder has 19 points, 5 assists, 7 of 8 from the floor. Claxton with 12. Giannis has 17. Lillard with 11. As Schroeder couldn't finish it. Then Lopez landed on him. Bucks with numbers. 5 on 4, but all they needed was one. Giannis, the lefty slam.
Again, that's where he is just absolutely lethal, because you get in front of him more often than not, it's a foul. He can cover so much ground, and he's got the reach.
19 for Antetokounmpo. Deion Johnson lobbing, and Giannis fouls Claxton. Free throws here for Nick Claxton, or will it be a side out of bounds?
Here you see Schroeder going up, and watch Lopez, though, after he's coming for the block, just hands on top of him.
And you see Schroeder saying, wait, nothing?
Then the other end, the quickness of Giannis. I mean, yeah, he just... he can start his gather beyond the free throw line and get to the cup.
There was an extended dialogue there as to whether or not this should be free throws for Claxton or a side out of bounds, but the officials determined side out on that foul from Giannis. And Claxton did not yet have control of the ball, going up with a shot on that lob. Claxton gets pushed. Foul is called on Lopez.
It's a great pocket pass, though, by Dorian Finney-Smith to get it to Claxton. The interior passing, the movement, all of this for Brooklyn has been very good. There you see the push by Lopez to try and get Claxton out of bounds.
Schroeder turning the corner, and Claxton pumps it down, plus the foul.
It's a big-time play by both Schroeder and Claxton. Puts it right over the outstretched arms, and watch this, just coming right through. The ability to get it over the top. Claxton gets the contact of Jackson, still able to tip that in. That's a strong finish, a nice play.
Well, Nick Claxton has drawn 3 fouls on a single trip down the floor here. So you have 3 team fouls on Milwaukee just 3 minutes into this third. Claxton is up to 15 points, at a season-high tying 16 on Wednesday. Lillard pushed out. Antetokounmpo long 2, way off. Rebound Brooklyn. Schroeder pushing. Deion Johnson the long strides. Oh, what a no-look. Yes! The beauty of the dish. Here's the slam from Claxton.
Brooklyn gang, they are on the run. Take a look at this extra passing. methodical way that's gotten them some excellent looks.
Claxton with the last 7 Nets points. Giannis storming down the floor and lays it in after Milwaukee barely got it across half court in time. 21 for Antetokounmpo. Cam Johnson working behind Claxton. Almost looks like a running back following a blocker there for a moment. Schroeder off on a 3. Lopez able to keep Claxton on his back. Here's Giannis again, going full head of steam and gets the whistle. He is just a unique asset in transition.
Well, and he recognizes that there's not a whole lot you can do. And the Nets have done a nice enough job trying to show bodies. I mean, that's what it is. Always pick up the ball early, show bodies, create traffic. But more often than not, this is where he finds himself if it's not an and one.
I thought it was interesting pregame. Doc Rivers was asked something he said he has never been asked before in his life, and that is if there's any similarities between coaching KG and coaching Giannis, 2 all-time great power forwards. He said, I haven't even thought about them. Obviously, their games are so different. But he said the one thing that's very similar is how deadly serious they are about their craft and that mentality they both have in that regard. Obviously, the way they actually play, very different. As Jackson comes back for the steal. 4-on-1 developing. Giannis off the catch. Fires it down, and it's tied at 63.
And overall, the Nets have done a nice job taking care of the basketball to this point. That those are the factors that you got to try and mitigate to make sure that Giannis and this Bucks team doesn't get out on the run.
24 for Giannis. Johnson sidestepping 3 short and a foul. Cam Johnson is going to shoot 3.
Also, Milwaukee's number 12, Torian Finney. They get Torian Prince.
Let's take a look. So the step back, where does Torian Prince come and get him? Right in the right elbow.
And Cam Johnson was waiting for the...
Johnson at the line. He'll shoot 3 shots.
Waiting for that whistle?
Yep. I thought it was really nice. Megan asked Jordy pregame just about the experiences children have had at Barclays Center for these Kids Day games.
That was a great question.
I love that question,
Megan's got the human touch. She thinks about the family as a whole.
Yeah. I liked it a lot. Jordy was talking about what a wonderful experience his kids have had. How he loves the 3:30 games, Megan.
I thought you were going to say how he told the kids that they were playing the Bucks, and they said, "Well, Giannis," and he said, "Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking too."
And you know, the first 5,000 kids got the Nick Claxton T-shirts. You can see it throughout the fans right now. And you know, there's a lot of French fries in the building. There's Kids Day. It's an early Sunday afternoon game, and Jordy did talk about also about how with these afternoon games, it allows kids to come and not miss their best.
That's right, and not miss shots like that. Cam Johnson buries the 3. Yeah, those kids love it. Lillard off to Prince. Jackson's 3 is good. Jackson with his second 3 of the afternoon. Schroeder, step back. Why not? 22 points, 7 assists for Dennis Schroeder. He's 3 of 5 from deep and 8 of 11 from the floor. 6-point Brooklyn lead. Giannis spins, can't finish, wanted a whistle, didn't get it. Here comes Schroeder with Johnson. 4-2, timeout Milwaukee. Largest lead of the afternoon for the Nets. History. He'll take those marks into that game against Memphis in Memphis.
3 games against the Grizzlies this season.
And Claxton steals the lazy pass. Claxton lays it in. Nick Claxton with 19, a season high. A 13-3 Brooklyn run. They have a 10-point lead, their largest of the game. Milwaukee has turned it over 12 times as Green gets fouled. Is it on the floor or the shot?
I think so. It felt like by the call it was on the floor. Yeah, you see right here. So watch him coming off right.
Oh, you know what?
That looked like a moving screen. What do you think that was? So here's the pick by Claxton. Good job. You mentioned it. The pass was telegraphed and finishes at the other end. What, you thought that was in the shooting motion? Or you thought that looked like, to me, it looked like Giannis was moving to the left off of them. I didn't know what
well, the face I just made.
Yeah.
I think it was just that Bobby Portis pass again. Trent hits the three. But I agree with you. I think that Giannis could have been called for the moving screen. And I'm not sure there was any contact other than after Green was in the shooting motion.
Oh, so you thought that maybe it should have been
maybe. Nonetheless, Trent hits a 3 anyway. Claxton, meanwhile, is 9 in the quarter. Schroeder again!
Yeah, he's locked in.
Dennis Schroeder with 25 and another Milwaukee turnover. Their 13th. Schroeder lost the handle and his footing. Finney Smith squeezes it out to Wilson. Johnson attacks, kicks. Finney Smith. Claxton push shot short. Follow.
What a play. You saw as soon as Claxton released the first one, he realized it wasn't going in. He was quick to beeline to the glass. But, man, what a finish on that putback.
Monster game from Claxton. Middleton can't hit. And a foul on Johnson. Just kind of stumbled into the back of Antetokounmpo and knocked him down.
Oh, my goodness. Nick, look at this. Realizes it's not going in, so works his way around Bobby Portis. But talk about staying with the play to get that finish. There have been some just incredible effort by Brooklyn. Obviously, a lot of it has been execution, but overall, you see it from every single player just so locked in on exactly what's happening, possession by possession.
Been waiting to see Claxton at this level. Obviously started the season with an injury and then has been in and out a little bit of times with the back. But last game and now today, you're seeing it, Sarah.
Every game has a life of its own and just kind of how it works, but I feel like he's getting a ton of touch, a lot more. Everyone is getting a lot of touches on the basketball, the quickness of moving the basketball, how it's popping. I know we focus a lot on pace, and the numbers of pace rely on the full court, but the half-court movement and ball movement has been tremendous.
They celebrate Season of Giving with your Brooklyn Nets. Bring family and friends to Barclays Center. Saturday, December 21st, 7:30, as Brooklyn's team welcomes the Utah Jazz. The first 5,000 fans in attendance receive a City Edition beanie giveaway. Locked-in tickets at BrooklynNets.com or Ticketmaster. You doing that game?
I am actually going to be doing the USC UConn women's game. Juju Watkins, Paige Beckers.
That's a huge game. As sharp as foul.
I don't want to take away our Nets Yes viewers from that evening.
I think there's enough,
enough
pie for everybody
TVs to go around. You can have multiple platforms and watching games. Yeah, it's going to be a big one. I'm excited.
And I think Vince Carter will be here in the building for that one.
Yeah, even better. Even better. See, you get an upgrade.
That's right. Whatever you say, partner. Sharp hits the first.
Can't wait till audience back.
Yeah, that's right. You too. 12-point Brooklyn lead. 3:10 to go in this third. Middleton threw it off a leg. It'll stay here.
Put us on the ground. It's not
Now, Milwaukee had found its footing, winning 9 of those 10 games following the 2-8 start. But now also they're going to have to reintegrate Chris Middleton, player they obviously need long-term, but it still takes some maneuvering as Giannis flips it in plus the foul, 26 for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Take a look right here as he faces up and then continues to use his body back to the basket to get a little bit closer. His strength, undeniable. Yeah, and it's interesting with Chris Middleton just how, you had mentioned this early, but just the amount of time with injury that he has missed over the course of the last couple seasons and just how this team is trying to integrate new pieces with Dame Lillard last year, Doc Rivers taking over, what that looks like. Some of the scaling ages of some of these players. Now you're seeing, newer players in those like Gary Trent Jr. and AJ Green.
Wilson dribbles it off himself, finds Milton off on a 3. The one other thing to keep in mind in a game like this, the Nets own Milwaukee's pick. It's protected 1 through 4, but that's it. Giannis surges in and tips it on the follow. Obviously, you're the Nets. It's a double whammy where not only are you looking to win when you take the floor, but one, Milwaukee losing as many games as possible this season.
Absolutely.
Watford creeps inside, dishes out. Wilson connects. Nets 12 of 24 from 3, shooting 52% overall from the floor.
1, 2 minutes to play through the quarter.
Portis, good look. Green, automatic.
That's tough. Yeah, he does not miss often, that's for sure.
2 for 2 today from 3. Milton. And a shoot. And an offensive foul.
I think he might have hooked Green off that just a little bit too much if he was trying to get around him in the swim.
This is second result, 13 foul.
Giannis and Lillard with 40. The rest of Milwaukee 39. And we showed you in the open how much the rest of the Bucks struggled Friday night against Boston, even though Lillard and Giannis both had big performances. Middleton gives it up to Giannis. Giannis turns and finishes. 31 for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Wilson at 3. It off. Portis the board. Giannis has 15 in the quarter. Looking for more. Giannis sidesteps, dishes. Portis lays it in. Nice push here from the Bucks.
Well, and especially off that possession. Show bodies, you think you're slowing down Giannis, and he makes a great feed.
7-0 run. Got clock at 2. Wilson can hit the diving layup. And essentially no difference here between game and shot clock. Giannis draws 2. Trent lets it fly. He gets fouled.
Let's see. This is a tough way to finish off the quarter. If he gets enough wrist. He was talking about the hand, but now he gets enough in the wrist that is a foul.
And I understand the aggression contesting, but
yeah,
that's a little too out of control.
Be mindful. Yeah.
And you could read the lips. A skill I know you question mine of Matt Bolan there saying high five.
The best that I work with.
That's right. But he was saying high five because if you hit the hand and
right.
you make that high five, it's not a foul.
The hand part of the ball. But
right. But if you hit the wrist like that, it's going to be a foul every time. The Nets had a 12-point lead. And a few back and forths. It settled at 10. And the Bucks on a 10-0 run have tied it. Milton has it deflected out of bounds. 0.4 of a second. Enough time to catch and shoot for Brooklyn. Simmons, Sharp, didn't get it off the top. And that'll do it for the third. 86 all. 8 ties, 11 lead. Eon Graphics. We appreciate you hanging out with us, our entire awesome Nets on Yes crew. Johnson, in and out. Beautiful play design. Got a good look, just didn't hit it. Here's Lillard. Lillard, 11 points, 6 assists. Back iron, no. Lopez taps it alive. Lillard can't hit. Milwaukee ended the third on a 10-0 run. Nets bring Claxton, Schroeder, Johnson in to start the fourth. Nets struggle with them on the bench at the end of the third. Claxton gathers and was hooked by Lopez. Foul on the floor. By the way, the 34 the Nets scored in the third quarter, the second most points they've had in the third this season. Only time they scored more was when they had 35 October 29th against Milwaukee in the third. Schroeder stops and hits. Dennis Schroeder with 27. He's 10 for 13 from the floor.
Well, in a lot of it, we've seen him in the mid-range or some of those floaters, the short shots. He gets in the paint and he surveys. If he has room, he takes it, but he can also facilitate so easily from there.
Portis in the corner. He's 6 of 7 today. Talked about his shooting struggles, but
he's done well. And for him, similar to what you were talking about, it's been a mix of those three-point looks.
Johnson with the answer. Milwaukee briefly had its first lead since 51-50. Nets led by as many as 12 in the third. Lillard, nice pass. Lopez, short. Lopez just 1 for 4 in this game. Johnson, eyes up, survey. Schroeder looking to hand it off instead. Going to go one-on-one and get pushed by Trent. It's already a second team foul on Milwaukee 2 minutes into the quarter.
You see just the push right there in the chest of Schroeder as he's trying to shimmy a little.
The shot clock was fading. Trent gives the Nets new life.
This I should have in my notes, and I haven't looked at it. Were Trent and him teammates in Toronto?
Johnson curls it. Schroeder, short. Yeah, I believe they were. And a foul against Brooklyn.
His first team first.
Yes, they were. Soaring up under an in finish from Dennis Schroeder's former teammate.
That's a tough finish by Trent.
Tied at 91. Back and forth game at Barclays. Johnson catch fire and hit for three.
And we keep saying it, but once again, the variation of how they're attacking the defense to force an inside-out, collapse the defense, and create those great looks from three just continues to impress me so much.
Dennis Schroeder, 10 assists now to go with his 27 points. As Gary Trent starting to get a little rhythm here. He's up to 18 points off the bench for Milwaukee.
And I think when bringing him on, that's what you hope for if you're Milwaukee, some of that scoring punch that he's provided through his career.
Schroeder puts it in. 29 for Dennis Schroeder. Lillard throws it away. 6th turnover of the game for Lillard. Johnson with strength to the cup. 19 for Johnson, 21 for Claxton, 29 for Schroeder. Green is fouled. You can't undercut him like that. Now, the Nets are going to challenge. Maybe Milton was pushed into.
Well, let's go back first. Gary Trent Jr., what a finish. The up, the under, and the reverse on the weak side. And Cam Johnson just big boying A.J. Green straight to the hoop. That's after picking up that turnover. Yeah, exactly, Tyrese. Strong through the finish. Shake him off.
Brooklyn calls timeout to challenge a foul call.
And then this is going to be the question that's being challenged. And I think the challenge is going to be on that moving screen on Brook Lopez. As Milton's coming through, this is going to be interesting to see what's determined off this situation. For A.J. Green.
So a successful challenge and a big swing. Simmons in for Brooklyn as Schroeder gets a breather. Oh, Lillard able to save it. Inbounds on the steal. Trent Jr. can hit the three. Jackson has it taken away by Finney Smith. So Schroeder and Claxton both getting a breather here at this moment of the fourth. Jordy knows he's going to need him down the stretch. Sharp can't bank it in. Keon Johnson looking to save it. Look out. Keon meeting quite a few fans on his journey.
Yeah, he was. Extra hustle place. Take a look right here.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, hey, hey, everybody. Yeah. You know, we had a great spillage yet this season.
Yeah.
We did?
Chuck Swirsky. Oh, you weren't with us in Chicago.
No.
Oh, it was tremendous. Pre-game spillage.
Wow. The rare pregame spillage. Trent fading and hitting. 20 points for Gary Trent Jr.
Well, they keep feeding him. He's the hot hand, and you can tell he's aggressive looking for his shot.
Trent with a season high with those 20. Here's Johnson. Johnson, pitter-patter dribble, and he lost it. Antetokounmpo in transition. Lillard kicks out. Jackson didn't want to take. Lillard has some space from the logo. Oh, my. At the shot clock? Yeah. Out of bounds. Off of Milwaukee. Looked like for a moment they were going to let that go, and it almost was back in.
Yeah. Watch this. This is going to hit the metal above the backboard, right behind. Could we have had a sitter up there?
Yeah, it was close. We have not had a sitter this year, and I have not had spillage. Career high 4 sitters a year ago. I know everyone was keeping track. What a play by Johnson. Keon to Cam, back to Keon. Oh. Couldn't hit the 3 after a terrific effort. Midway through the 4th. Antetokounmpo muscles in, left it short. Cam Johnson off the board. Finney Smith gets the ball with Cam Johnson there for the follow. And they're going to call a foul on the initial attempt. So no bucket from Cam Johnson.
Well, first at the other end, Giannis hits the deck hard as Day'Ron Sharpe's going up to try and block that shot. They both tumble on the other end on the run, and Dorian Finney-Smith trying to yank that down.
I mean, that looked like a good rejection.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, you would have had the follow from Cam Johnson, which... Is this a...
Yeah,
okay.
Milwaukee is going to challenge this call.
My question on this then, if it is in fact overturned though, how then would you negate the basket by Johnson to follow up with that?
You would just give the Nets possession.
that's the obvious.
Yeah.
That feels like the obvious result of that because that's where it was headed, and how it happened in such a quick motion.
Right. It wouldn't make sense to
take
give,
away
to give the Nets the ball in that case, but not give them the basket because it was all in one motion.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's part of the reason why the NBA even changed over the last few years the idea of clear possession on those replay challenges. Because too often you'd end up having a jump ball when the ball clearly was being possessed by somebody. That is a logical reaction to that replay. As frustrating as it may be for Doc Rivers. Kubo spins, dishes, Portis. He got it. 7 of 8 from the floor now. 2-point game. Schroeder, crossover. That's his. Plus the foul. 31 and counting for Dennis Schroeder.
Dennis Schroeder has been in his bag. Look at this. This is a cold crossover through the legs, behind. What a drop. And it doesn't let him land. You got Jackson coming underneath the legs. Big time play here by Schroeder once again. Take a look. First career game with 30 or more points, 10 plus assists.
How about that?
It's all been within the flow of the offense. He's been orchestrating a lot of it, but nothing has felt forced at all.
Takes us back to the question Doc Rivers was asked pregame. He was asked, how difficult is it to prepare defensively for a team that doesn't have one obvious leading scorer, one central person to key in on for your defense? And Doc said, well, I disagree with the premise. For me, everything is about Dennis Schroeder when it comes to the Nets. And it has been today. Schroeder weaving, dishing, gets it back. 6 to shoot. Schroeder eyes the clock. Schroeder turns the corner and it's banged out of bounds with 2.1 on the shot clock. 2.1 on the shot clock.
Shot clock at 2.1 seconds.
For Brooklyn, Nets are a plus 18 with Schroeder on the floor in this game. Meaning they've been outscored by 13 with him on the bench. Deflected into the backcourt, and that is going to result in a violation. You laughing at me explaining the rules to one of our fans?
You're really on it, Ricks.
The fan was asking, why is it not, because of shot clock violation, why is the inbound not happening back where the Nets inbounded it?
You're the one explaining it to the fan.
Portis hits the 3. And the reason is because it was deflected and went out of bounds down there. That's why Milwaukee got the out of bounds in the front court there. Bobby Portis is now 8 for 9 from the floor, 4 of 4 from 3. He has 20. Milwaukee with 2 20-point scorers off the bench. They have 50 points in total from their bench today. Johnson 2 to shoot. He got it! A side-stepping 3 from KJ. And the answer. How about the back and forth as Middleton reigns one in?
This has been a tremendous game, but especially the fourth quarter of the back and forth. And Milwaukee has done a good job in responding to a lot of these Brooklyn buckets.
106-104, Nets in front. Here's Schroeder with 32 points, 10 assists. Schroeder one-on-one with Portis, gets around him, and banks it in. Giannis has 31, yet to score in the fourth.
And to be honest, so much of what they've run through has been Portis and Trent.
Portis finds Lillard, extra feed, Middleton connects. Beautiful, unselfish possession from Milwaukee, 1-point game. Both teams shooting at 50% or better in the quarter. Johnson. 8 to shoot. Johnson stood up by Portis and he throws it away. Jackson off the steal. Lillard giving it up to Middleton. Back-to-back threes from Middleton. Just his second game of the season. Giannis, 8 to shoot. Portis. You bet. Timeout, Brooklyn. Bobby Portis, 5 for 5 from downtown.
And they continue to try and find him. He has been lights out here.
Eight, 2 minutes to go in the fourth. Schroeder dancing through the paint. Denied by Antetokounmpo using the 7'3" wingspan. And a foul here on Claxton. That will be the Nets' first in the final 2 minutes.
Whew. Watch this help coming over from Giannis. Man, does he get up. And that is still on the way up, so that's a clean block. The quickness of the recovery is special.
Middleton crossover. Can't hit. Finney-Smith the rebound. 1:35 to go in the fourth.
That's a great closeout. Made him miss by an inch.
Nets trailing by 1. Keon Johnson had it knocked away. Stays with Brooklyn. Schroeder 8 to shoot. Schroeder eyes up. 5 to shoot. Schroeder 3 to shoot. Schroeder gets denied. 7th block of the game from Milwaukee. Giannis to the rim. Bucks run. 3-point Milwaukee lead. 1 minute to go. Johnson, guarded by Portis. Johnson for the tie. No. Giannis the rebound. 45 seconds to go.
Last couple offensive possessions, the Nets have not created the same quality looks, run the same type of sets or actions that we see often.
Backed away. Here comes Schroeder with numbers. Johnson in the corner. Hit at the three. Nets did not need that. They had a 3-on-1, an opportunity to go to the rim, and instead, Keon Johnson, which of course they fanned to the corner. That's part of how NBA fast breaks are run. But the Nets had so many good lanes to get to the cup, and then Johnson kind of was rushed in the corner and contested. He's also just not a knockdown three-point
Right.
shooter.
Right.
That's why I think
I
you
think
have
at
to
that
question the
point-
decision there.
I think you get sped up a little bit off of that possession because you get the steal and you're looking at the score. But to your point, there's still plenty of time left, and this is obviously going to turn into a free throw game, a possession game. Here's the block by Portis and the push by Dame Lillard. Giannis on the run, and yeah, it's pretty much a automatic 2 off a possession like that.
Middleton hits both. 5-point Milwaukee lead.
You still got time left, but you got to go quick. You don't need a 3, but you can't take too much time off the clock here.
10-0 run and a foul here on Milwaukee. They had one to give. Side out of bounds for Brooklyn. You know, Schroeder on that break also had Johnson for a layup, Cam, and instead decided
To kick it out
to Cam.
Yep.
Here's Cam Johnson spinning inside. Finney Smith. On a 3. 2-point game. 17 seconds to go.
Big time play between Johnson and Finney Smith.
Lillard zips it across. Schroeder went for the foul, and it's called. Damian Lillard will go to the line. He's 5 of 7 today. 92% on the season. Just under 90% in his career.
Just got to hope for one.
Nets still with one timeout remaining. At the first, 3-point Bucks lead. If he hits the second, will Jordy take his timeout or just bust it up the floor? And Jordy's saying,
Just go.
just go. Saying, Dennis, you got to go.
And go fast.
Lillard makes it a 4-point game. Schroeder gets it up the floor. Johnson can't hit. Rebound Lillard. He is fouled, and that should do it with 6.5 to go. Hey, tonight after the final buzzer, stay tuned. Honda Nets postgame show. Get highlights, insights, full player and coach reaction all coming up right here. To a likely win.
In the things that you're impressed with, Giannis finishes with 33 and 11, but for the most part, the Nets really held Damian Lillard at bay. It was Bobby Portis and Gary Trent Jr. off the bench with some big-time shooting nights. It's not that you haven't seen that throughout the course of their career, but not some that you would have to that type of consistency thus far this season. And we mentioned this, the Bucks may be coming off 2 losses to both Boston and Atlanta, but prior to that, they've won 9 of their last 10 games. This is expected to be a team that can compete for a title, potentially, at least Eastern Conference title. And so this is a really, really hard-fought and well-executed game by Brooklyn, just tough down the stretch.
They say Schroeder to inbound. Johnson turns the corner, lays it in. With 3.6 remaining. Wilson will foul Adetokounmpo with 1.8 to go in this fourth. And Giannis will go to the line, 33 points, 11 rebounds. He's 5 of 8 from the line today. Nets are out of timeouts. So it is all cosmetic at this point. Doc Rivers with some kind words for Jordi Fernandez at center court. And a compliment to the way he's coached this team and then said, I'm serious, man. An authoritative point. I mean, how could you not be impressed with the Nets head coach?
We say it each and every game, and it's the totality of the coach, the coaching staff, this team, all of it.
The Nets comes up short to Milwaukee. 118-113 the final as the Bucks win it.